Kalos irthate biso phili. That means welcome back, friends, in Greek. We've already spent a lot of time here at Enneahouse in the wonderful world of fantasy. Today, we're going to explore 9 of the best-known fantasy beasts created by the ancient Greeks and others. As a published fantasy author, creator of his own tabletop role-playing game, and amateur cryptozoologist, my husband would love to go into the deepest, wackiest creatures people have ever thought existed. But today we're going to stick with things that people may have heard of for now, avoiding the ones that are most unusual and unpleasant. But let us know in the comments if there's a mythological creature you'd like to see that hasn't been included. Now, for the content. Type 1. Pegasus.
Though this picture doesn't exactly scream My Little Pony, it definitely shows the majesticness as well as beauty of the mighty Pegasus, which is the subject of many ancient Greek stories. The faithful servant of Zeus, Pegasus was most famous for carrying his lightning bolts and for being the steed of the demigod Perseus. It was loyal, faithful, and obedient, and Pegasus had been used in livery, flags, and tapestries to represent courage and perfection. His typically snow-white fur and dove-like wings give an image of innocence, while his stallion body give a contrasting image of power and sheer will. His steps are said to awaken healing springs.
Type 2. Phoenix.
Possibly the second best represented mythical creature after the dragon, the phoenix is represented in many cultures and many places, but always as a symbol of rebirth. The roc, the simurgh, and the garuda, which we'll talk about later, are all symbols of this beautiful creature that rises from the ashes stronger and brighter than before. The phoenix's angelic presence has been adopted by many religions as a sign of meekness, a combination of humble purity mixed with intense strength. Its strength comes from the refiner's fire of experience, and it is said to be highly compassionate, able to heal others' physical suffering with just a tuft of its fledgling feathers or a single tear.
Type 3. Leprechaun.
I liked this picture because it shows leprechauns as being fortunate in both senses of the word. Fortune in the sense of luck, and fortune in the sense of riches. My daughter thinks the picture is a little spooky, and it does depict somewhat of a darkness. Jolly fairies of Irish folklore, leprechauns were originally depicted as humble cobblers that fixed shoes, but the legend that they would hide pots of coveted gold eventually twisted their image into that of miserly imps. As the legends of their gold spread, so did the frequency with which they appeared in stories. However, leprechauns obtained their gold through good old-fashioned hard work, and they would play mind games with those who would dare to get something for nothing.
Type 4. Peryton.
The most obscure legend on this list, Peryton, or Peritio, had become increasingly popular of late due to their majestic shadowy appearance. Even here in this picture, it's hard to tell whether we're looking at an actual winged deer or just a shadow of some mystic creature far away in the mist. The exact legend of this heraldic flying deer is lost to history, but it is most believed to either be a sorrowful bringer of bad news or a baleful hunter that seeks freedom from emotional bondage by hunting the person whose shadow it has cast since the day of its birth. It is said they once lived in peaceful Atlantis until it was destroyed by cataclysm, then flew off in search of a new home, never to be able to find a place to belong.
Type 5. Jackalope.
Traveling over to the Western Hemisphere now, the Jackalope is a trickster teacher from American mythology who uses his pranks to instill important life lessons. I'll always remember when we first got Disney Pixar's The Incredibles, and on that DVD there was a short called Jackalope, in which a jackalope taught a young sheep that it was not his wool that made him special, but it was his energy and the happiness he brought to others. Solitary and comfortable with that lifestyle, seeing this creature is said to be a sign of future good luck, though it may lead to immediate misfortune, because they are pranksters. Highly intelligent, they are often depicted as cynical or sarcastic, but their cynicism and sarcasm is not meant to hurt others, but to inspire and teach them.
Type 6. Gargoyle.
Most commonly called gargoyles after the name of the fallen demon Gargoyle, the proper name for these misunderstood creatures is grotesque. Indeed, they are intentionally grotesque in appearance, but their purpose is to guard and protect buildings they serve by filtering water and supposedly chasing away evil spirits. Outside of Europe, they tend to be viewed for their outside appearance rather than for the good on the inside. They are said to be incredibly loyal and will always protect their buildings and the inhabitants thereof, no matter how they may look on the outside. They may use their undesirable traits to perform onerous but needed tasks.
Type 7. Dragon.
Doubtless the most well-known creatures on this list, dragons have a place in all cultures as beings both to be admired and feared. Of all the dragons I used in my role-playing game, I felt the one that most depicted dragon was actually this Chinese dragon, Canglong, which is said to herald in the coming of a new spring. European legends typically tell of dragons breathing fire when they're angry. They collect treasure to satiate their covetous nature and store it in hoards in the mountains, where they believe that the having of more stuff validates their nature and existence. They have been depicted as loyal as well. They are often unaware of their size and the inconvenience of their presence, and have been blamed for many ill-goings-on, even when they're not responsible. But nobody can do anything about it anyway, because they're dragons.
Type 8. Griffin.
My Griffin here, flying through the sky, gives an image of power, and that's what I wanted to show for Griffin. Combining the traits of mighty eagles and mighty lions, it's no wonder Griffins are synonymous with the word mighty. Powerful, elegant, and fiercely territorial, Griffins have been respectfully avoided since ancient times. They take what they want, which is usually shiny things or other things that make them happy. Some depictions show them as ovoviviparous, similar to the boa constrictor I showed in a previous lecture, either eating their eggs or their newly hatched young, or keeping them in pouches. This is only to keep them warm and safe and protected until they are ready to move about on their own. All of this can give the impression of protective, or perhaps overprotective, motherhood. Take your pick.
Type 9. Unicorn.
Our other horse-like being for all you bronies out there. I wanted to show unicorns as being elegant and serene, but typically hiding their beauty behind a cover of darkness. They are typically shown as being very shy in ancient literature. The original depiction of a unicorn may have been that of a wild ox, an exceptionally rare, valuable, and humble creature. Regardless of the interpretation, unicorns are always shown as humble, calm, and majestic creatures that stay far away from conflicting societies and conflicting hearts. They are said to have a healing presence that purifies the air and the water around them, but some have taken advantage of them and desired more than their share. It is said that they are easily hurt, but those that hurt them will be cursed forever. Unicorn horns could be powerful weapons, but unicorns almost never use them as such, and instead choose to run rather than fight.
Again, this is just a few of the many creatures out there, and all of them have been brought to us by Western society. Next time, we will talk about some of the best-known mythological creatures of Eastern or Asian society. Until next time, subscribe, like, check out the website, and set up your appointment to learn more about your Enneatype. Improve yourself, improve relationships, improve the world.